Hi, I'm Alla Shapiro and this is the Spa Runner channel. This video is going to be very different from what I normally do, but I'm so excited to tell you that this Saturday I will be traveling to Kiev, Ukraine. And this is Mazzy. This is our new addition to our family. Mazzy, say hi. Say hi. This is my daughter's, Daniela's dog, and she's lovely. But now she's going to go. Say bye. Bye. Today I will tell you about my family's history and how they ended up in Kiev, where I was born. And in the next 2 weeks I will show you Kiev, and I will explain why I love it so much. Kiev is one of my favorite cities. There are 3: New York, London and Kiev is by far the best. If you like this channel, please subscribe, click notification bell, like this video, share with your friends and comment. Before I start, I want to tell you that I'm running a contest where you can win 1 out of 7 prizes by subscribing to this channel. I will post a link to the video explaining the rules in the description, and it's called $400 giveaway, so don't miss out. While in Kiev, I will make a video with the travel sites I visit, but here are a few pictures from Kiev that I have on my phone right now. Today I will talk about my family story. I was born in Kiev and had lived there for 15 years before my family moved to the US. I still have many friends and some family living in Kiev, and I can't wait to see them. When I tell people that I'm going to Kiev, they look at me like I'm nuts. Now in the COVID times, I guess not too many people venture out and feel comfortable to travel. I must confess I do feel a bit nervous about the flight, but I'm careful with wearing my mask, washing my hands and sanitizing everything I touch. I do have some very important personal business to attend to, so I have to go. Ukraine is not part of the European Union, and the rules of travel for the US citizens are a bit more relaxed than in the rest of Europe. Up until recently, you would need to quarantine for 2 weeks when you arrive to Ukraine, but now you can take a COVID test when you arrive right at the airport, with the results being ready pretty quickly. So I will be hanging out in my hotel room, working a little, making the travel video for you in my first day or so until I get the result. I will be flying from JFK to Amsterdam and then on to Kiev. The flights are cheaper and the hotels are as well, so perfect time to go, minus COVID. Now a little about my family's history. My grandparents on the father's side were from Monasterische, Ukraine, which is 200 kilometers south from Kiev. I don't know much about the town, I've never been there, but I found a few pictures on the internet, and I'll show them here. At one point after the Russian Revolution of 1917, my family moved to Kiev from Monasterische, and my dad was born in Kiev on July 11, 1941. Germans invaded the Soviet Union on June 22nd of the same year and were quickly approaching Kiev. It was so quick that they were in Kiev on September 19th. My family had to leave Kiev pretty quickly before Germans entered the city, as there were rumors from people fleeing Poland about the atrocities that German army was committing. Many families who didn't leave by the time Germans entered Kiev were killed. There is a mass grave in Kiev called Babi Yar. Babi is translated as old women. Over 33,000 Jews were killed during the massacre during the 2 days, September 29th and 30th. These people were mainly women, children, and old sick people. There were many members of the family fleeing together. It was my grandparents with their 3 sons, who were 18, 13, and my newborn dad. Also my grandmother's nephew, who was by sheer bad luck visiting Kiev when the war started, and my grandmother's 86-year-old grandfather. There was also her sister with her son, so there were many people traveling together. While traveling by any means possible, the family ended up in Kazakhstan, a Soviet republic located in Central Asia. It is where my grandfather and my uncle were drafted to war in 1942. My grandfather was already 47 years old with many health problems, and he was sent back pretty quickly, but my uncle was killed the same year. Recently, Russia released the war database where you can track what happened to Soviet soldiers during the World War II. I was able to find the entry for my uncle. He was drafted on April 16, 1942 and was killed in November of the same year. In Kazakhstan, my great-grandfather died, and the family headed to Orenburg, a city in the Russian Republic of the Soviet Union, where my grandmother's sister and some other relatives lived. This is where they stayed after the war. My dad met my mom in Orenburg and they married. In 1973, my family decided to move back to Kiev and I was born there next year. We lived in an outskirt of Kiev in a neighborhood called Darnitsa. And this is me. I went to school there until 8th grade and I still have many friends from those times with whom I keep in touch. The house we lived in was demolished a year after we left, and now instead of a small house there is a 9-story residential building. The last time I visited Darnitsa was 15 years ago, but hopefully I will have an opportunity to visit my street where I lived this time around. The address was Sosnitskaya 29. I really would also like to see my school. My grandparents are buried in Kiev, and that is another destination I will be visiting. Kiev is a beautiful, vibrant city. It is one of the oldest cities in Europe. The architecture is phenomenal. It is very unique and diverse and has been transforming for 14 centuries with 30 different architectural styles, which reflect the stages of the city's formation. Kiev is called the City of Domes and has around 950 churches and cathedrals. For some reason, Kiev is not a popular tourist destination yet. It is very quiet, clean, and very enjoyable. You feel very safe and comfortable there. Ukrainian food is to die for. Borscht is a beet soup which is, when correctly made, is incredibly delicious. The other amazing dishes are вареники, сырники, голубцы, холодец, deruny, and pierogi. I'm looking forward to those delights. I hope I don't gain any weight because I lost a lot recently. I hope to make a few videos out of this trip. One will be the flight, hopeful and eventful with all the COVID constraints. The other will be my favorite parks, churches, and restaurants. And this is it for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so you do not miss those videos. Like this video, share it, and comment. And thank you so much for watching. Love, prosperity, and relaxation to all.